The concerns of yeah. So the concerns about President Donald Trump's actions, specifically the big beautiful bill and the executive orders potentially hurting Tesla sales in 2025, are grounded in a mix of public policy changes, market dynamics, and public sentiment. Below, Grok will break down the key factors, their potential impact on Tesla, and his analysis of his or her analysis on whether these concerns are justified, drawing on available data and trends. So, key factors: elimination of the EV tax credits. The BBB, as referenced, posts on X and news reports, proposes ending the $7,500 federal EV tax credit by September in the Senate bill, as compared to the House bill, which was going to end it in December. So this would have an impact, obviously. So that's number one. Number two, potential impact negative. And now analysts estimate the tax credit accounts for 19% of Tesla's 2024 earnings before interest and taxes, and its elimination would create a $1.2 billion profit headwind. For consumers, the loss of the credit effectively raises Tesla's vehicle price by $7,500 or 30% of its U.S. sales. Wedbush predicts a 15 to 20% drop in EV demand over the next 3 to 4 years if the credit's revoked. On the positive side, some argue Tesla could benefit long-term. Elon Musk has stated that eliminating the credit would hurt the competitors more, as Tesla's scale, brand loyalty, and cost efficiencies would give it a competitive edge. Wedbush notes Tesla's unmatched scale could give it an advantage in non-subsidy environment, especially if competitors like Rivian and other companies struggle because of it. And they say the short-term impact is likely negative, as the credits removal could deter some buyers. Certainly, they might be positive in the first quarter. If it ends in September, we might see your son's situation, lots of people rushing to get it before it goes away, but then it could be dampened or problematic in the fourth quarter. Go.
All right. Well, I was taking notes this whole time. I muted myself so you wouldn't hear me typing. The EV tax credit is not only slated to be repealed, but replaced with a tax. So it's not $7,500 more expensive. It's $7,750 more expensive, because there's going to be a $250 penalty for buying an EV. It's fun. It's interesting. In terms of,
is that both on the House and the Senate bill, or do you know?
I believe it's both. I think one of them was higher, and the Senate, I think the House one was more. I think it was 500, and the second draft we've seen is 250.
Okay.
Now, people will argue, yeah, but the tax credit went away before. The original one went away, and Tesla sales only went up. It's like, well, yes, but there's got a huge caveat here. The Model 3 was introduced around that time. It was just getting started. And then we went into a massive supply crunch where Tesla was the only company making cars. Yes, you can raise your prices in that environment. In this environment, not so much. This is different. You have to add to that, they want to end all of the charger money, all of the supercharger, public fast charger deployment money. Tesla, not as affected by that. Other brands, much more affected. If the lines are already absurdly long at most Electrify America stations, and the juice is insanely expensive, there's no competition. If you're able to use a Tesla supercharger, which some cars are at some locations, not all cars, not all locations, it's great. You're going to save a ton of money over using some of these other companies, and you're going to get a better experience. But Tesla can't build this out on their own. This is going to hurt the adoption of any EV, especially non-Teslas, even more so. And they say, and I've seen the estimates, Tesla would be the least impacted by this, potentially. But would they? Because Tesla right now gets most of those $7,500 credits, not Tesla, but Tesla consumers, which indirectly helps Tesla, almost directly, but indirectly helps Tesla. And yes, it would hurt other manufacturers more, except what it's doing is pushing Ford and GM and really everybody back to making the cars on which they're already insanely profitable. They're going to stop making the car they kind of don't want to make anyway. Tesla's not competing with electric cars. There's not going to be a requirement for cars to be clean. Tesla's competing with cars, and the cheap dyno burners are going to come surging back with a vengeance. Stellantis announced, we're resurrecting research and development on the Hemi. Really? Okay, I guess, fine. And saying that, well, Rivian and Lucid would struggle more. I don't know how. They're struggling. They're already, I think Rivian is now $22 billion in the hole. Lucid, who has sold literally hundred of car, notice there's no S on 100. No, they've sold thousands of cars, but a genuinely, terrifyingly, anemically small number. They are, 11 billion in the hole? Something catastrophic like that. This will potentially just destroy those companies. And that is, I want American companies to succeed. I want American innovation to flourish. And I think that this bill runs counter to that. So I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media shocked that the president would support these actions, that the House and Senate would support these actions. It's all the same party. It's one party. They're all on the same page with some minor quibbling. They're all in agreement, not about the whole bill, certainly about this part of it. And you don't get to act surprised. This was all, they said they were going to do it. I believed them. So if you were a single issue voter and this was your issue, I don't think you voted for the people who are in power today. There's a lot of quibbles you can have about the way things are going or things that are or aren't in the bill. But in my view, this is a very hostile environment in which to be making anything electrified.
So on the other side of the coin, what we did see with the bill, the way it was written, because it gave a $4,000 opportunity to what do you call it, hybrids, that the hybrid sales picked up dramatically, that the U.S. car makers and the so-called U.S. car makers flipped over to hybrids rather than continue their efforts in EVs. So if we eliminate the $4,000 on the hybrids, maybe that would be, and that's something Grok didn't even bring up, maybe this would be a benefit to pure EVs.
I don't think Grok brought it up because there were very few hybrids that were on the list. I know the Chrysler Pacifica was on it.
That's right.
There might have been the Jeep Renegade, but there were very, very few. So they weren't qualifying because they still had the battery sourcing requirements. Yeah. This move to away from electrification has resulted in a number of battery factories that were being built, being canceled or dramatically scaled back. I'm seeing people who follow politics casually saying, well, this is only fair. If EVs are that good, if solar is that good, if battery systems are that good, they'll stand on their own. And the problem is we've got 100% import tariffs on solar and LFP batteries that were imposed 2-3 years ago under Joe Biden. And I never understood the motivation. These were not batteries that we were capable of making yet. We're just now seeing the first factories open. Tesla's got their line mostly running. A new one opened in Michigan that's now apparently running. I think it was Paul Foss from Clean Technica had to go out there and cover it because it's a million miles from anywhere you'd want to be. But that's where the land is cheap. So it's not a level playing field. The government is always picking winners and losers. It's just that sometimes people disagree with which ones they should pick.
Right, 100%.